Hey guys, it's the Voracious Prepper. Today I have a knife unboxing video for you. We're going to take a look at a Ganzo blade that I picked up on Amazon. This is one of their Firebird knives. I assume they have more in that lineup. I'll let you take a look at the box really quickly. Very simplistic. Here is the model number. It's an FH922-OR. I assume that the OR stands for orange because that's the color I received it in, that I wanted anyways. It is made in China, but before you gripe, just hear me out, because you get serious blade for the money, guys. Like, no joke. No joke at all. Pop this out real quick. It came with this cute little schematic. Unfortunately, this is not the knife that I'm going to be reviewing. It would be stellar if they would include the knife that you're actually buying and blow it out like this. But this blade looks sick, like some blue anodized hardware, skeletonized scales, bearings for the washers. I don't know if it's ambidextrous, but if it is, I'm definitely going to buy it. I only buy ambidextrous knives because I'm a lefty. That looks sick. Hell yeah. On the back here is the warranty card. I'm not going to bother filling it out just because it's such a cheap blade. Move that out of the way. Now, it came in this pouch, which I thought was cute. The mere fact that they went this extra mile and put it in a pouch, you know, is just awesome. Like, I've bought Benchmade knives that came in a pouch, but on a cheaper blade, I've never gotten like a little drawstring pouch. So at the very least, you know, it's the thought that counts, and it's good presentation, you know. So they at least have that going for them. And here is the blade. Very buttery smooth deployment. I'm going to run through the specs really quick just so we can get that out of the way. The blade length is 3.8 inches. The handle length is 4.33 inches. The total length is 7.72 inches. It weighs 109 grams. It has G10 for the scales and a liner lock. And I think I already mentioned, but D2 for the steel. Now I will show some other colors in the upper right hand corner just so you can get a general idea. I want to run through my, really quick, I want to check the weight actually. I figure we'll check it in ounces first. It's already set up for ounces. 3.8 ounces. Not bad. Let's check it in grams. 107.7 ounces, so a little bit lighter, man. I mean, sick. Alright, most importantly, would I recommend this knife? 110%. For 29 bucks, I think I paid, $29.95, something like that, you're getting a lot of blade. I mean, when I received it, the edge was very sharp out of box. It had perfect blade centering. It's got that wire pocket clip, which has very nice retention there. A really solid lockup, no back and forth, no up and down, so very tight lockup. It's got a nice little drop point for the blade. I even like the polishing job they did. It's not to a mere finish, but it's near close, you know. And for $29, I mean, that's sick. The fit and finish is near flawless. I am not sure what the liner is made out of. I want to hope that it's D2 as well, but it could be a cheaper steel. I'm not too sure, but they do skeletonize it at the very least to reduce the weight. The G10 feels like real G10. It's not overly aggressive texture. The jimping, it locks up good. It's solid jimping. They even went the extra mile, put a little jimping here on the flipper. Like I said, butter smooth deployment because it uses those ball bearings. When you receive it, it will be set for right hand pocket. I am a lefty, so I transition the pocket clip to the other side. One thing that I found intriguing was this little plate here. I've never seen it on other knives before. I'm going to assume that it's just aesthetic and nothing else. I guess you could say it could keep debris out of there. But it's totally not necessary. You don't have to put it back on. I just didn't mind putting it back on. It was a little bit of a pain to get off, which I guess is a good thing because it just shows you that the fit and finish is really tight. I had to wiggle it a little bit with like a flathead screwdriver. Eventually it popped out, but it's seated in perfectly on the other side. Yeah, it's a sick blade. I mean, the sad part is I have had Benchmades in the past that I paid well over $100 for, and the edge was uneven. The edge is not uneven on this. The edge, the profile is perfect on both sides. I bought Spyderco knives, although not the American versions, but you know, some of their Japanese ones, where the quality control was poor, where the blade centering, like the blade was canted way to the left or way to the right. It was just ridiculous. I mean, these Chinese and Taiwanese manufacturers, they're really on top of their game. And for an entry level, you know, EDC folder, absolutely would recommend this. I've had no problems with it. I did touch it up after about 2.5, 3 weeks of using it on my work sharp. It took an edge just fine. Keep in mind, because it is D2 steel, it's a little more of a harder steel, so you kind of have to work with it a little bit more when you sharpen it. But it took an edge fine. I'll show you the edge on it right now. I would say I put about the same edge that it had on it. I didn't spend that much time on it, but because I used it, you know, a good bit, I just wanted to touch it up. I'm going to retire it soon because I've been carrying another knife that I plan to review here very soon. The wire pocket clip, it's nice and tight, no issues. The only thing that I feel like could be a gripe, or that someone may complain about, is the liner lock itself. If you look very closely, it looks as though it's barely making contact with the base of the blade. But I mean, I am trying as hard as I can. I cannot get it to fold. And let's be realistic here. Predominantly when you're using a knife, you're cutting like this, away. I am not worried about this blade closing on me, and I mean, if you're gonna use it for a stabbing knife, I guess that's your choice, you know, but like, I'm not. It's just a light duty knife, so I'm not worried at all about it closing, and like I said, I'm really trying here. It's not budging. But I will be honest, I would prefer if that merged a little bit more to the right, just to feel like it's a little bit more secure. But other than that, everything else is perfect about it. And like I said, $29.95. I'm going to try out a good handful of their other blades. They got quite a few bit more. So different models. And most of the blades I saw were $35 or less. So sick. You know, like, I'm honestly impressed. I've always kind of stuck with like popular manufacturers or like quality manufacturers. But this is like my first cheap blade that I bought in a while. And it's really got me excited because I can't wait to try some more cheaper blades because they really have advanced. Anyways, this pretty much concludes the review. I hope you guys like it. I do recommend this blade. Nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, it feels nice and sturdy. So absolutely. And like I said, 3 weeks cutting dozens and dozens of boxes. I cut a bunch of rope. I've cut a few zip ties, like 10, 20 zip ties. It had absolutely no problem. With that drop point, you're not going to have an issue. But yeah, guys, that pretty much concludes the review. I hope you guys like it and hope you guys have a good day. Take care.